Now I wanted to talk also a little bit about our collaboration. So I know that we are pretty much working for the last few months together. And I'd actually very like to ask our clients like a few questions. I mean, you have a great history in software development on your own, like much better than I do, right? But still, I would love to hear a little bit of the feedback, right? So first, maybe as the decision-making process. Obviously, in your whole career, you managed to work with multiple software service providers like us, right? And I wanted to ask you about the decision process behind it, right? So what made our agency stand out? We're choosing us also as your development partner and now working also on helping you with the development of the new features of Comply Pro.
Well, when building a complex app, let me take a step back. It took me the first time I went out and farmed it out, not knowing what I didn't know, but being a subject matter expert. Your success depends on the knowledge and the ceiling of the knowledge of the developers that you choose. So 10 years ago, by the time I had launched my system, it was outdated. And when I had it audited, there was like 12,000 lines of code and it only needed 4,000. So it wasn't really built efficiently. And because I had to throw the baby out in the bathwater, I rebuilt it 3 times after that, going to India, and I had people in Greece building it. The complex subject matter, and because I'm a subject matter expert, having worked in the field, I built every wireframe, and I was able to portray what I wanted to build. I then needed the ability of the programmers to understand the logic and see where things were going, having no experience in how business works, or this is such, compliance is really, it's at the bottom of the triangle. Like everybody wants to be in sales and marketing, all the fun jobs, but all the crap falls to the bottom. So there's not a lot of people with subject matter in this field, and there's not a lot of automation to date. So finding the right partner is finding the right spouse or girlfriend, everything else. It's like you have to grow together. And so when I went through 3 developers before the company that built the app, and they were great people, but I had to spend a lot of time just teaching, and I have a master's in project management. So, I project manage my own project, but not understanding where this could go in the future with incorporating AI, which is on the radar we have on a module that I didn't talk about. You have to have a partner that has the technical knowledge and the experience, not just in a singular, lane, but for API connections. Exactly. What brought me to you, meeting you at Prosper last year, was the ability. We have the ability to hook up Comply Pro Plus to larger companies' ERP systems, and creating those APIs for NetSuite, for example, Microsoft, and Seller Cloud. So as we get these bigger companies on board, aggregators and such, we can have that data coming right into the system. So there's less data entry, data automation. And so that's what brought me to you at Prosper last year. And it for an app this big, it takes months just to onboard. And you can't just change overnight. You have to, there's a lot of education that goes into understanding. And luckily, since I designed every screen, built it, portrayed the logic, it was easier because it cuts down on development time, and our sprints are able to be quicker. And I usually get what I need like in the first go around or with some minor modifications.
Got it. Yeah, that's awesome actually feedback. And also, yes, we've met on the Prosper show, and I think from my point of view, right? I mean, how we also try to market ourselves and sales and differentiate actually ourselves from other software companies that nowadays I don't think it's enough to just create like another dev shop, another software house, right? That just have developers with like multiple programming language, like 10 different technologies. I think it's just simply not enough. I think that today, one thing is have great developers, but then the second thing is to actually work in a specific industry niche, right? And for us, yes, those are marketplaces, multiple APIs, like we are fluent with this. So it just takes much faster to get on board on the new project, rather than just, regular software company which is working in 100 different fields. So I'm actually glad that we managed to click, and right now Rafi and Arek are working on your system with you, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been challenging in the beginning, definitely, to understand the whole umbrella, right? Basically everything about the compliances, product safety compliance framework. Like as you said, everyone wants to be in sales and marketing. No one really likes here the boring stuff, but such an important stuff. So we didn't have that much experience into it. So also we had to catch up. But yeah, we are working together so far. And I actually wanted to ask you also for the feedback on the how to say development process overall, right? Like how is it for you to right now work with Rafi and Arek?
It's effortless. As a project manager, managed multi-million-dollar projects, the communication, the translation layer is Rafi. Yeah, the project manager, he understands the business case, and I can unload the data on him. I do screenshots, I mark up everything, hand it over, and then we have once a week meetings, and we, with Jira and Slack, we're able to communicate without email, and it works very efficiently. And I just take screenshots and mark up items where I want fields moved or built. And so it's really been seamless. And probably the biggest, it's not even a frustration with anybody in this, is try to understand the business use case, because it's hard if you're just a coder. You're an assembly line worker in one sense, where you're understanding you can do that, you can put this, or you're a mechanic. Yeah, I can put a transmission in, I can change the tires, I can do this, but understanding like more about where you want to go. Let's build a navigation system inside the car. Like, so it's the ability to see where we're heading, and that's been very, I've been very surprised, pleasantly surprised, how quickly they've been able to get up to speed, because it's taken us a couple months to go over it, because it's taken me 10 years of having a beta working on it to transform and take 2 years to build that out. And we had a control beta that we finished because we wanted to cross the T's, dot the I's, and we found some issues, and your team was very good in looking through for best practices, for possible security issues. So it's that proactive approach that I appreciate. It's not just doing, a lot of companies want to rent a coder. And
yeah,
if you're renting that person and you spend all the money teaching them and you don't have a support network to support you, what happens if they leave, right? And so, it's been good that you guys are looking out for me and not just chasing the dollars. A lot of people wanted me, before I talked to you, to take a resource and commit to spending X amount of dollars this month. And they're just looking on the differential, how much they're going to make renting that person out. And that's not a great way to do business, because, commodity coding can be a commodity. It's the people that have the brain power and experience of working with big data and looking at where things are headed, not building yesterday's applications.
Yeah. Totally. A very important thing that you mentioned, right? Those outsourcing companies, in the end, yes, they are all about just giving developers, putting them to the projects, and like the accounting manager or even like founder, usually they don't really care what kind of projects they work on. And for us, it's also very important that we also choose our clients, and in the end, we build the ecosystem of clients who are working in a similar industry, as I mentioned, right? And here it just clicks basically perfect, because we have so many Amazon sellers, agencies, vendors, not only on Amazon, like not sellers I meant, but agencies and multi-channel marketplace sellers that basically, yes, they will need to use your software as well, right? So there's so many also opportunities to connect our clients with you and so on, right? So that's how we also look at our business. We were never about selling developers, outsourcing developers. We are always about actually understanding the full project and seeing how this in the end can create this ecosystem of clients and then a network. So I'm actually glad that also from your perspective this works like this.
No, for example, in the Amazon ecosystem, there's 1,000 programs for inventory. I built and created a niche with this framework. There's only one. And I'm sure there will be similar competitors, but with my experience in the field as a former importer and having worked with the governments, working with governments around the world, handling worldwide compliance issues, it takes that knowledge base. Anybody can build software, but building it for the way companies work, the ability for now sustainability issues in Europe, be able to create folders on the fly. You can't build a perfect system, but you can put the options in for a company to adapt it the way they work as a company. Some companies are very simple, other companies are more complex. But having showed this software to Disney and to other large, when I first showed it, the chief counsel from Nike came up to me and said, "Can you build this for me?" And he had just taken over, and I said, "Sure, we could, but that's not my mission. Like, I started out down this road." But that's a testament to my knowledge and subject matter expertise to create an ergonomic system that's very intuitive, easy to use, and doesn't require much care and feeding. A company can get up and running in hours. You just have to upload your images. We have uploaders, and we're making it continually easier to sell, not just for Amazon, but people need revenue and sales. It's monitoring all the sales channels where you sell your products.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Totally. So yes, thanks a lot, Bill, for this short interview, also for testimonial, for honest opinion about how we work together. It's very important also for us. I will definitely show this whole podcast episode to Rafi, Arek, to our development team. We are always here to support you. I mean, we really care about the Comply Pro Plus because it is already big thing and it can just grow, right? And our mission for Deltologic is always to become like a full technological partner and grow with our clients. So I'm really also excited that we'll meet at Prosper Show this year. It's actually in actually not even 2 months, so that's pretty soon. Thank you, Bill. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
And
Great.
We stay in touch. Thanks a lot for watching, for listening to everyone, and we see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.